my last thought with you all for 2023. I was driving down the street one day, and this is probably like right after Thanksgiving. And I was like, Lord, why isn't your favor on me? And right then and there, he stopped me in my tracks. And he was like, Mika, I just forgave over $200,000 in student loans. And right then and there, I began to sob. I was crying. I was like, man, Lord, you know what? I wasn't sure if it was forgiven because it was going on and going off my credit. And it hasn't been on my credit for a minute. And so I felt so guilty. And so I was asking God to forgive me. I was like crying. Now, he had to remind me too that last year I moved from Phoenix to Houston. I got all my stuff together, truck, everything. I had a job and a house already lined up. And I was doing it myself. I wasn't doing it myself. I was doing it with the Lord's help. Then after that, I was like, I'm going to buy a house. I had spoke all this stuff into existence, and I had to be reminded that I did ask for these things. It didn't come right when I wanted it to come, but it came because I was waiting. I've been waiting like three years to move to Texas. 3, maybe more than that. So I kept putting it out in the atmosphere. It's crazy how you are unconscious of the blessings that you had already asked for and they're happening. But you are asking God for other blessings. Like the thing that I was asking God for is, Lord, I want to grow my page. I want to do this. And that was not in his
God
plans.
was blessing me, but he had to stop me because I was focusing on too many things that was not of him.
Looking at other people and like, how come it's not me? And he stopped me. He said, look at these other blessings that you have gotten. And I was like, dang, I'm tripping. Because going back to the student loans, that had to be dismissed or forgiven in order for me to buy a house because of the debt to income ratio. Well, before I had moved to Texas, I had already had in my mind, I was like, I'm buying me a house. I'm buying a house. I'm flipping houses. And then at that time, I was with my ex-boyfriend, and we were going to do it together. And I was like, dang. And then we broke up. And I was like, man, it's not going to work. I don't have him to help me. I don't have him here to help me. I don't know anybody else to partner with. And this, that, and the other. And then God was like, just do it a little bit at a time. Just take your time. Take your time. If it's one house, then you buy another house, then you get another house. So I was like, dang, there's always a solution to a problem or a remedy or a plan B, I should say, to your plans. So fast forward, I got approved for the loan. Was looking at 3 bedrooms. Then my son moved down here, and I was like, oh man, Lord, okay, how am I going to buy a house now? Because we need a 4-bedroom. And the realtor said, well, your daughter can be on there, to increase the amount of the house. And I was like, okay, bet. So I got my daughter on board. And so we got approved for more. And I was just like, long as I can be able to handle it myself, I'm straight. My mom came to visit, and I did start looking back at some houses, some listings that had like popped up on my Zillow, and I sent my realtor a couple houses. And lo and behold, one house that had been on the market, we looked at it. My mom was like, this is your house. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, I'll receive that. So, we started the paperwork and all this stuff. And it just seemed like everything was just happening in my life personally that was like getting me down. Like I was getting depressed. I was being stressed out. And so it was one thing after the other. And I just had to get it's like something had to give. It was deadlines that I had to meet at school, and I was like, I'm new to Texas. I don't know how to do this stuff for these, these districts and all the stuff that they're asking for. And then the money was not being released and all this stuff. And I was like, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. So after that happened, part of my money had got released. So I was like, okay, I just need $3,000, $3,000 more. And I was like, how am I going to get that? So I was talking to my sister. She's like, I'll give it to you. And I was like, for real? And she's like, yes. So long story short, I got all the money I needed for my down payment, and then my other money was released, so I was able to give my sister back her money. And I just came on here to tell y'all to count your blessings. God has favor. Favor ain't fair, but God has favor on you. There are so many blessings that we get every day and we don't think about it. We count them as, minute things, but God is big. In 2024, me and my kids are moving into our new house, and I'm so excited. Favor ain't fair, but your favor is coming. And just be grateful, be humble, and just put God first in everything. I put God first in my social media. What should I cook? What should I buy at the grocery store? What clothes should I buy? What topic should I talk about? What is my next job? How should I move? Who's my friend? Who's not my friends? I give it all to him. Who should I not talk to? It's all in his hand. So y'all just trust the Lord, be grateful, have a blessed 2024 year, and I'll be seeing y'all later. Peace.